fun. When you hear the word fun, you might think of a hobby that you like to enjoy, maybe a movie, some TV shows. It might help you reminisce on the days of being a kid and going out biking with your friends or going and playing hockey or something like that. To me, fun stands for Formula 4 at Lime Rock Park. So it was the first race, and as our engines are revving, we're all getting ready, the lights are about to go out. I get brake checked. But overall, it was a pretty easy start. I mean, kept it clean for the most part. Other people weren't so lucky. But, you know, it was going fucking smooth. But karma was obviously going to catch up to me at some point. So going into the chicane in lap 1, just get fucking absolutely dusted. And that was race 1 over. I ended up going back to the pits, and from the pits I think I stayed like 17th or something. It was all clean the rest of the race, but fortunately it was pretty much ruined first lap. So the chaos didn't really stop there. It actually continued into the other races that I ran. Moving forward, I know in the last clip, you saw that my livery was some porcelain white and blue thing. Disregard that. My trading paints was not on when I was recording the next few races. So you'll just have to keep an eye out for the red, purpley, bluey, green fucking piece of shit car that looks like shit. Shouldn't be too hard. The camera will be focused on it for the most part. Yeah, in the next race, it was going fine. There wasn't really a whole lot to say about it up until I think maybe the lap 3 or lap 4. I was pushing pretty hard into the last corner trying to catch up to this other guy, and I went off track a little bit. No big deal. Going into turn 1, I was braking late. I had some pretty good speed into turn 2. Going into turn 3, the guy next to me kind of just fucking forgot I was there and took me out with him, and that's fine. I mean, I guess not with him. He got away and I didn't, and that's fine, and it retired me again. Like I went back to the pits, and I think I ended up like 17th or 15th, something like pretty far back in the pack, and went from there. The race after that went even better. I have to say, I got a pretty smooth start. I even brake checked the guy behind me in a turn 1. I did the brake check this time. Into the chicane, I guess I missed my braking spot or something like that, and I ended up losing a lot of spaces to the guys next to me, and that kind of continued into the last turn as well, just because of the line that I ended up taking. Going into the turn 2 of this race, there's a little bit of an accident behind me. Didn't really involve me, so I didn't really care. But, of course, what do you know? Going into the chicane, just fucking absolute chaos. With people going off track and rejoining and just being overall unsafe. All of this happened within the first 2 turns, mind you. Going into turn 3, though, that's when the magic really happened. Some guy I had ends up getting absolutely massacred, and he just kind of sits there for a while, and I ended up passing him, and for some reason just decides to re-enter the track unsafely, cutting in front of somebody else and getting hit again, which is just, I just don't get it. I just don't get. This is something that like really frustrates me in at least lower splits. Right? Is just the complete lack of like racing etiquette. You know, you people get crashed out and just refuse to hold the brakes, refuse to stay still. They decide to re-enter onto the fucking racing line as like in just the worst timing. And like sometimes it's unavoidable. Sometimes that's just you're on that side of the track and you're going to be cutting across the racing line as you're entering. But to like do it while people are, you know, actively racing that racing line, you can see in the relative black box that like people are 2 seconds behind you. They're coming up close. Just ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous. And then going into lap 4, again into the chicane, but this time it was a near miss, and the rest of the race was smooth. I think I finished maybe 6th in that one, which was a pretty big. The last race I'm going to talk about in this video, again, also relatively smooth. It really wasn't too bad. I think this was the cleanest race that I had. I don't have a whole lot of stuff to talk about it. It's just, yeah. The only hiccups were this giant me smelling somebody's asshole into the chicane, which wasn't too big of a deal. Of course, more people getting thrown around into the uphill of that chicane, but that just is what it is. And I didn't even notice this. Lap 6, some guy way ahead of me goes off track, and I guess this guy in the purple car, for whatever reason, thought it was the best course of action to avoid his own crash by going onto the grass to avoid this car. It was just a little bit strange, but yeah, I mean, we're moving into Willow Springs now. We're no longer racing Lime Rock Park this week. Lime Rock Park, honestly, one of my favorite tracks to race. It was absolutely chaos, and like, it wasn't even like bad racing. It's just those lower splits, man. Like, it's just the inconsistencies, especially with 24 people. I mean, the lower splits would probably be fine if you didn't have, like, again, 24 cars there. But as you get into the higher splits, like, it was some of the most competitive racing that I've experienced. Like, people were just racing clean, racing hard. Since it's a small track, I mean, like the laps are only like 50 seconds or something like that. So there's a lot of like room for error, and it's overall just a really good racing experience, and it was really good week racing. Compared to Mexico City, I would put that higher. I'm excited to race in Willow Springs. It looks like a similar track. I've never raced Willow Springs, but it looks similar to Lime Rock. It doesn't look too big. I don't know the length of it or anything like that, but it's a lot of high speed hairpins and stuff like that. It'll be interesting. But yeah, I appreciate you watching this video. Thank you again.